Hello and welcome to another Honda CB200 video. In this video I am going to attempt to fit replace the throttle cable that I removed earlier on and to fit the reconditioned carbs. During this process of redoing these carbs etc, I've given this a spray job, gloss black. There's still some gaps where I've oversprayed with the undercoat etc, but I've tidied this up, given this a spray etc, because it was quite badly rusted or rusting etc. The whole frame eventually is going to be powder coated, I hope, is the aim, next winter. So for now this is really sort of a holding pattern while I get things together, because I'd like to get out this summer. And so yeah, so in this video we're going to replace the carbs and rerun the throttle cable. So I'll get the bike pulled out a little bit. I'll try and get you in a good position for this, and right, the first job is to replace the initial part of the throttle cable. So there's a small hole under here, it comes through there, and then it's a case of carefully screwing this unit in. And if you've got a cable that's a little bit old like mine, it's a case of just being a bit careful that we don't bend it too much. So I'm going to have mine about there. Gives me a little bit of thread to tie it down to, or tie it up, so that's in there. Then the handle goes in, and it's a case of getting this to engage into there. Okay, once it's in, it's a case of bringing the handle in, making sure the cable's laying inside the groove in the plastic, and then put away the slack. Bringing both these units in place, nice and carefully. Now, there's a pin at the bottom of the handlebar. This unit has a pin under there that you've got to get into a hole in the actual handlebars. So that bottom one's in place now. You can see that it's actually nice and tight. Hopefully you can make out it's nice and tight against there. Then we want to play with that a bit so we know we're mobile, and then fitting that on, and there we should now have a nice moving throttle. So hopefully it will see in place. We get our 3 screws, 2 long and a short. Front and rear. Okay, those are engaged, so I'm not doing them up just yet. sure I'm engaged. And then there's a little one that goes under here. Right. So, with all of that sat in there nicely, there's a bit of adjustment which you might have to do, you know, once you've got everything, as it were, back on how you prefer the angle of your handlebars. So again, making sure that you've got a nice bit of free play. I'm just holding on to the end here and pulling that away just to make sure that that's all moving. Okay, I've not locked this down, I've not locked that down yet. So the next thing to do is to just nip that up, is to then feed the cable through. So we need to go round the handlebars and then round the frame. So we'll get you in a different position so that you can see where the cable goes. Right, I'm going to try and do this freehand so you can see it clearly. So the throttle comes from here around through the gap here, so not in through there, but around there on top of the bracket there, down here on top of this. This is where the petrol tank will clip into. I'll get that back in a minute. Down here you can clip it into here, and then down here. Now there are two lengths to these two end pieces. Okay, two lengths. So the shorter one goes on the left, the longer one goes on the right. It goes underneath the backbone here of the bike, underneath here. I've put it between the harness and there, and comes out this side, just here, to go into the carb just there. Okay, so down through there, it goes on top of the bung here that holds onto the petrol tank, down. I clipped mine into here, and then comes down the shorter one of these on the left, the longer one on the right. That's how I remember it. So I'm hoping that's correct. So I've just got to fit the carbs in now, and then I can put the ends onto the cables, and then hopefully the next thing then is adjusting it with the adjustment here and the adjustment on top of the carburettors in there. So I'll get you in a position and we'll start fitting the carbs in here. Right, the final bits to fit on the carb are the seal, the O-ring on the spacer here, and the washer on this screw here. So washer, O-ring, so that's the O-ring that goes in there. Oh, it's keen, it's keen, it doesn't want to come out now. There we are. And a little washer. Now the screws that were in here were quite badly corroded, so I've chosen to go for just to replace them. So I've checked their length. So I'm going to do the right one first. Two washers, two nuts. I'm probably going to put some split pins on there. Spring clips, spring washers, whatever you want to flip and go on. Right, let's get you in a position and we'll go fit this. Okay. So carb on. Now these should not be done up like a gorilla's hanging on them. They should just, I think, no more than like 5 to 8 foot-pounds, I think. So, literally just done up. Then, as we're here, I'll do this now. Hopefully you can see. So we've got the throttle cable coming out from underneath the frame there. Making sure the spacers, the divider's all fitted in properly, and that should cap on, threaded bar through there, spring, and this is where it gets a bit fiddly. So push the spring all the way back. In there, that goes in there. Don't be a muppet and let go of the spring. Gently let go of the spring. There. Align everything. And then seat that all the way down. Then seat that. And then finally, without cross-threading anything, do that up. I'll leave that up so it doesn't get in the way, and then block this end to stop anything untoward getting in there. Done. Let's repeat this the other side. Okay. Okay. Right, you can hear is that. I now need to attach the choke lever. So, ow! Just on a spiky thing. Okay. Spiky bit me. Right, so this is the choke arm and it attaches the two carbs together. So that's a maximum. So it's simply a case of making sure that the chokes are both in the off position and then doing this up bit by bit just until it gets right, and then a washer goes on and a C-clip goes through there. So for this one, I'm actually going to put it in from the inside, and then when I bend the wires round, they'll be facing the inside, so hopefully less chance of snagging on trousers or clothing, etc. So about there. There. And it just goes round. And there we are. Right, I'll do the other side. You won't be able to see, but I'll do the other side. That seems good. Now, just one tip when you're doing this kind of thing, and that's these little bits of metal that I'll just cut off, these split pins, okay? Count them when you cut them, count them when you collect them, and count them when you bin them, because that's a tyre killer. Okay, 4 cut, 4 bits, 4 in the bin. Right, okay, I've still got fuel lines to attach and obviously to adjust the throttle cables so that I'm getting enough slack in here, which at the moment is actually feeling like a reasonable amount of slack. Good return on that, that feels very positive. Nice, good bit of play there. Going to do those up finger tight by now, but I need to attach the fuel lines back into here to the petrol tank. I need to adjust the idling screw and adjust any slack out of there. So all of that I need to do later. Hopefully where I've got the cable running, I'll have no issues with over revving when I turn the handlebars left and right, but we'll only know that when I get to it. So this all wraps up this video for now. I hope you found it informative and useful. Thumbs up please if you've enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, etc. Subscribe and notifications of new videos, and do leave your comments below. I do read them all and I do try to reply to as many as I can. So yeah, thanks and bye for now. Cheers.